Most people focus on building a strong body, but very few spend time deliberately training their mind. A strong mind is not a personality trait, and it is not something you are born with. It is developed over time through experience, pressure, and conscious effort. Mental strength is built when situations are uncomfortable, when outcomes are uncertain, and when things do not go according to plan. If you want to develop a strong mind, you must first adopt a different way of thinking. The first 4 principles lay the foundation for that shift. Principle 1. Challenges build strength. Most people interpret difficulty as a sign that something is wrong, and their instinct is to avoid pressure or resist discomfort. However, pressure is not punishment, it is training. Every challenge stretches your capacity and forces you to adapt. Obstacles demand problem solving, and setbacks strengthen resilience. Growth does not occur in the absence of resistance. A strong mind does not ask why something difficult is happening. Instead, it asks what the situation is teaching and how it can be used to grow. Hardship is not the enemy, it is the forge that builds durability. Principle 2. Stop complaining. Complaining often feels harmless because it creates the illusion of release, but it reinforces weakness over time. When you complain, you train your brain to focus on what is outside your control, and that pattern strengthens a sense of helplessness. Strong minds redirect energy towards solutions rather than blame. Instead of asking who is responsible for the problem, they ask what action can be taken. Complaints do not create progress. Action does. The moment you stop complaining is the moment you regain control over your response. Principle 3. Stop seeking comfort. Comfort feels safe and familiar, but constant comfort reduces your tolerance for challenge. When you consistently choose ease over effort, your ability to handle pressure diminishes. A strong mind understands that growth requires friction. It deliberately chooses actions that are necessary rather than convenient. Whether that means waking up earlier, staying disciplined, or pushing through resistance, the principle remains the same. Comfort keeps you stagnant, while controlled discomfort builds capacity. Principle 4. Stop making excuses. Excuses protect the ego by explaining away inaction, but they also lower personal standards. Each excuse shifts responsibility outward and weakens self-discipline. Strong minds take ownership, even when circumstances are imperfect or unfair. Responsibility creates power because it restores control over your choices. When you remove excuses, you remove the barriers that prevent progress. Ownership is the foundation of mental strength, and without it, growth becomes impossible. These principles are not motivational slogans, they are mental standards. The discipline that holds under pressure. Principle 5. Control your emotions under pressure. Pressure does not create weakness, it reveals it. When emotions spike under stress, most people react automatically, saying things they regret or making decisions they later have to undo. A strong mind understands that emotional control is not suppression, it is discipline. Being able to pause, observe what you are feeling, and choose a response instead of reacting impulsively is a defining trait of mental strength. The situation does not need to change for control to be exercised. What matters is maintaining composure when it would be easier to lose it. When emotions are controlled, judgment remains clear, and clarity under pressure becomes a competitive advantage. Principle 6. Embrace failure. Most people fear failure because they associate it with loss, embarrassment, or judgment. But failure is not a verdict on your ability. It is feedback. Every failure provides information about what does not work and where adjustment is required. A strong mind does not avoid failure, nor does it take failure personally. Instead, it analyzes it, extracts the lesson, and moves forward with greater awareness. Progress is rarely linear, and the ability to fail without losing confidence is what separates those who grow from those who quit. Failure is not the opposite of success, it is part of the process. Principle 7. Develop an unshakable attitude. An unshakable attitude does not mean constant confidence or emotional numbness. It means your sense of self does not rise and fall with circumstances. When outcomes change, feedback arrives, or pressure increases, your standards remain consistent. Strong minds are grounded in identity rather than results. They do not abandon discipline when conditions are unfavorable, and they do not lose composure when progress slows. This stability creates resilience. When attitude is anchored internally, external chaos loses its power to destabilize you. Principle 8. Discipline over motivation. Motivation is unreliable because it depends on mood, energy, and circumstance. Discipline, on the other hand, functions regardless of how you feel. A strong mind does not wait to feel ready before taking action. It acts according to standards that were set in advance. Discipline removes negotiation from the process and replaces it with consistency. Over time, disciplined actions create confidence, momentum, and self-trust. Motivation may initiate movement, but discipline sustains it, and sustained effort is what builds lasting mental strength. Transition to the habits. These 8 principles shape how you think, respond, and operate under pressure. But principles alone are not enough. The daily habits that reinforce mental strength. Habit 1. Cold showers. Cold showers are not about toughness for the sake of toughness. They are about voluntary discomfort. When you step into cold water, your body immediately wants to escape, and your mind looks for justification to stop. Choosing to remain calm in that moment trains your response to stress. You learn that discomfort does not require panic. It requires control. Over time, this simple act strengthens your ability to stay composed in situations that are far more demanding than cold water. It builds resilience through repetition. Habit 2. Exercise. Daily, physical training reinforces mental discipline. When you push your body beyond comfort, you are also strengthening your ability to endure effort. Exercise teaches consistency, patience, and delayed gratification. It reinforces the principle that growth comes from resistance. Even on days when motivation is low, completing a workout builds self-trust. That trust compounds over time and reinforces the mindset that you follow through, regardless of mood. Habit 3. Meditation. Meditation trains awareness. Most reactions are automatic because people are unaware of the thoughts that trigger them. Sitting in stillness, observing your breath, and noticing your thoughts without acting on them builds separation between stimulus and response. That separation creates control. When you can observe emotion without being consumed by it, you increase your ability to respond calmly under pressure. Meditation strengthens the same skill required in high-stress moments: composure. Habit 4. Do something hard every day. Mental strength grows when discomfort becomes normal rather than exceptional. Doing something difficult every day, whether it is a challenging task, a hard conversation, or extra effort when it would be easier to stop, expands your tolerance for pressure. The goal is not suffering. The goal is adaptation. When difficulty becomes routine, resilience becomes automatic. Habit 5. Pause before reacting. One of the most powerful habits for building mental strength is learning to pause. When emotions rise, counting to 5 or taking a deliberate breath interrupts impulsive behavior. That small space between stimulus and response protects relationships, decisions, and long-term outcomes. Control is often determined in seconds. The ability to pause consistently reinforces emotional discipline. The complete structure. The 8 principles are clear. Challenges build strength. Stop complaining. Stop seeking comfort. Stop making excuses. Control your emotions under pressure. Embrace failure. Develop an unshakable attitude. Choose discipline over motivation. The 5 daily habits reinforce them. Take cold showers. Exercise consistently. Meditate regularly. Do something hard every day. Pause before reacting. Mental strength is not a trait. It is a standard supported by daily action. When principles guide your thinking and habits reinforce your behavior, strength becomes consistent rather than occasional. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for the latest videos.